Welcome to episode 3 of the Winning Point podcast. I'm your host, Rex. I'm here with my brother, Tony, and our producer, Paul. And we finally have real football games to talk about, and we are absolutely excited. We're going to talk about the Colts and the Dolphins matchup in week 1. We're also going to talk about the Ravens and the Bills in a huge heavyweight matchup that could determine a lot down the line. I want to start by asking my brother, Tony, how do you feel about the Colts' chances with this game today?
Well, history will tell us that the chances are good because historically, Indianapolis Colts have not won a Week 1 game since like 2013 or something like that. But it's going to be an interesting matchup because both teams are fairly evenly matched coming in. A lot of their stories are kind of parallel in a sense. Their head coaches are on hot seats because of the previous years of mediocrity. They also have mediocrity at the quarterback helm. Tua Tagovailoa with the Dolphins has a streak of health issues, concussions, and things of that nature, and inconsistency. Given the kind of weapons that he's had, there's more expected from him. So it's one of those years. I think he has a contract, right? So it might not be make or break, but with a hot seat, it could mean clear house if things don't work out this year. On the flip side, with Indianapolis, as we've been talking in the previous episodes, you have seen we have had issues with our quarterback. We finally have a decision. We've had Daniel Jones at the helm. We don't know how he looks in this offense, but this offense is surrounded with a lot of talent on the offensive line, offensive weapons at the wide receiver and running back position,
and tight end.
And tight end,
Tyler
the
Warren,
rookie tight end,
the shiny new toy.
Exactly. So on paper, it should favor him, but we will see in reality how that goes.
All right.
Yeah.
I do want to mention a few things with regards to the Dolphins, first of all.
Yeah.
Tua is actually, of all the quarterbacks that have played in the time of Mike McDaniels, who's the head coach of the Dolphins, who was also he was a new head coach, offensive guy with his fancy clothes and his, vape pen on the sideline, really cool, and he hasn't produced. I don't know if it's because they're a team in Miami, but every time it starts to get cold, they start to get stiff. And another problem with that team, in my opinion, is you have a quarterback who needs to let the ball go quickly. He needs quick routes. He needs quick outs because he's prone to injury, but he has speedsters who need time to run deep routes.
Yeah.
And you also have what I call the grenade in the house, Tyreek Hill, who, when things are not going well, he's going to disrupt the team.
Yeah.
How do you manage all this while trying to maintain your job as Mike McDaniels, the head coach? Then on the Colts side, I believe they made a decision to save their jobs. And now that decision is going to backfire because I believe it's going to get them fired even quicker than the original decision would have, because Daniel Jones, we know what his ceiling is. We know what he's capable of. Yeah. And everybody and their mother knows Anthony Richardson needs reps to be better. Yeah. So you doing this to him is taking away the reps from him and the opportunity to grow. But there's pressure on everybody, and I think that is going to show in this first game. But I want to also ask you about the Colts defense versus the Dolphins offense. The Dolphins offense comes with a lot of speed. We're not sure what their run game is going to look like quite yet. They are showing up with some new offensive line weapons, so we're going to see how they protect Tua. But I just want to know your 2 cents on Colts defense versus Dolphins offense.
It's a good question. I think the Fins have Tua is not the only issue with the Fins when it comes to health. I think their running back history, like A-Chain, is always on the shelf. Waddle and Tyreek here and there have injury issues as well. Right. But they added Darren Waller, who, when healthy and focused, could be an X factor as a tight end.
May I jump in there real quick?
Yeah.
I don't know how we can say that because Darren Waller retired from the NFL. Yeah. We have no idea what we're getting in Darren Waller right now. So it's hard to say. And the last time we saw Darren Waller when he went to the Giants, he didn't look that great. So I don't know if that's a plus or a minus yet. We will see.
He had good games when he was healthy, and that the offense was a mess. It was bigger than him. So we'll see how he plays into this offense. They drafted a running back, Ollie Gordon, who probably might end up being the most consistent running back because A-Chain is...
he's probably going to be RB1 by the time midseason.
Yeah. The Indianapolis Colts defense is one of their saving graces if everything works out, because they've actually invested in their secondary this year with Cam Bynum coming in to pair with Nick Cross, who had a really good season last year as well. They've bought Javarius Ward, and then recently, similar to Darren Waller, they signed Xavier Howard to help because they've had injury issues on the cornerback side. But on the front seven, we're hoping for a leap from Laiatu Latu second year. He's been turning heads at camp, so we'll see how that translates. We'll need him, especially because they're a high-flying offense in Miami. And also, they're hoping DeForest Buckner stays consistent because he's been one of the most consistent defensive tackles in the league, especially with pass rushing. And they're hoping to get something out of Samson Ebukam and Kwity Paye.
African brothers.
Side. Yeah. So, those are some of the names we'll look out for. We'll go into that a bit later in the segment. But, on the flip side, the Dolphins' front seven is also packed with first-round picks.
Right.
They just haven't panned out the way they were expected. People like Chop Robinson, who was their first-round pick last year.
From Michigan.
Yep. Jalen Phillips from Miami, who was also a first-round pick. They had Jordan Brooks, who was originally in Seattle, who's now they've signed. So they, on paper, have revamped their defense from a pass rushing side. Also, Bradley Chubb, how could I forget? He was hurt last year, but we know how he is when he's healthy when he was with Denver. So, but their defense have not been that great at run defense, and that's one of our strengths too. So it'll be an interesting matchup to see. I think if Steichen gets anything out of Daniel Jones, we may be able to break the curse of week one losses. Otherwise, it's business as usual, and another 0-1 start to the Colts.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is going to be a feel-out game for both teams because they are both coming up with a lot of new things that we haven't seen in the past from them. I worry for Tua because every hit is going to be a moment. I feel like one more concussion and that's his career. That's his career. We have this problem in the NFL, and I don't know how to solve it, but it's a glaring problem of people getting paid when their time is due and handcuffing and hamstringing teams. And Tua is a typical example to me. I don't think Tua should have at any point been the highest paid quarterback. Same way I feel about Dak, but that's a different conversation. But
Dak has played well.
Right. And Tua when he's been on the field has actually been good. He's actually been decent. They just the team as a whole hasn't been really great all the time.
I agree, but do you think he's played to his contract?
No, I mean that's like 8 of the top 10 paid quarterbacks.
But I think on the flip, I think Dak has moments where he's played at the level of his contract, but just not consistently enough. But go ahead.
Same
That's
thing.
Not here, not there.
But anyway, so I'm curious to see how Tua looks. I'm curious to see how long it takes before Tyreek Hill gets frustrated and blows it all up. But it's a good week one feeler for you guys. It's not a division game per se, so there's a loss won't necessarily set you off on a bad trend, but you can also learn a lot of things about your team. But my concern is what happens and how loud does it get in the room if Daniel Jones doesn't look good.
That's the elephant in the room that they've had since training camp, and I think it's going to linger throughout the whole season. Ultimately, the only way to silence that is if they make the postseason, which odds are a lot of people don't think they will. So that, like you said, will cause some people, get them some pink slips. But we'll see. I'll be tuned in. The team is talented, so there's some enthusiasm to see how it gels. Right. And maybe this might be Daniel Jones's Sam Darnold year. Who knows? Highly
unlikely, but I'm excited to see Tyler Warren.
Yes.
He is. I believe he's one of those tight ends that's going to transcend.
One of those
generational guys, and I'm excited to see what he looks like. I just worry that he might not have a quarterback to get the ball to him as much, and he's going to be doing more blocking for JT than anything.
I think you actually because even in preseason he was stellar.
Absolutely,
with both quarterbacks.
Yeah. So
I think he'll get quite a volume of catches. It's just how does it translate in the grand scheme of things?
All right.
So, yeah.
And finally, the last question with regards to Colts Dolphins.
Yeah.
Do you think the Colts have a chance to actually win this game?
Yeah, sure.
And what makes you think that?
I think the team is good, all around, offense and defense. The X factors are things that we haven't seen yet, like the quarterback. How does he play? Defensively, they're significantly better than last year, especially in the secondary. And if the defensive line takes another step forward from even last year, things should improve. So they should give us a chance to win. However, the elephant in the room.
You sound like a car salesman who's telling me this car goes really fast, but we don't know if the steering works. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Ferrari, but the quarterback is the engine. If the engine is in the V12 and they've given us a V6, then it's not quite a Ferrari.
A Ferrari body with a Civic engine. We'll see how that goes. But anyway.
But I think we have a chance because, ironically, as bad as we've played even in the past, I think the last 2 times we played the Dolphins, we've beat them, and that's with Tua. Well, I think one of them, Tua, was hurt. So to be fair, that's not a good analogy. But in recent times, we've beat with a lot of the same players. So there's a chance.
All right.
There's a chance.
All right. So Tony's believing in his Colts with their new shiny quarterback, Daniel Jones, who's the old shiny quarterback.
You make sure you address him properly. He's the captain.
You guys have no shame.
He's a captain.
Anyway.
Captain.
Daniel Jones a captain?
He's a captain, dog.
Jesus. Anyway, hey,
yeah.
I'm excited to watch the game. I'm excited to watch football, period.
Yeah, me too.
Real football.
It's been a long time coming. So
oh my God, it feels like it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
It feels like it's 10 years. All right. So Tony believes the Colts have a chance. I'm not so sure, but we will see. The evidence, the beauty of the NFL is any given Sunday, anybody can win a game.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about this heavyweight matchup that we're going to have on Sunday Night Football. That's the Ravens and the Bills. The 2 last MVPs of the NFL, the 2023 MVP, Lamar Jackson, versus the 2024 MVP, Josh Allen. Some people believe that Josh Allen's MVP was a pity MVP and it was really Lamar's MVP. But that's neither here nor there. That season is done and we're moving ahead.
Yeah.
I am excited to go into Buffalo and hunt some buffalo. We are excited to go because the Ravens look really, really good, but so do the Bills. So this is a true temperature test of who you are. Both of them barely played or didn't play in the preseason, so we have no idea what they're going to look like on offense or on defense because a lot of the stars we haven't really seen. But these are teams that are organizations that are well run, very well coached. The coordinators are some of the best in the league, and the talent on the field is second to none. So it's going to be an exciting matchup. First, talking about the Ravens offense versus the Bills defense. Last time we saw these two go against each other, the Ravens offense looked a little tight, made some mistakes early, and even though they came roaring back, they couldn't close the deal.
Yeah.
I believe that the Bills lucked out to win that game because another 2 minutes in that game and things would have gone differently.
Absolutely.
But the facts are the facts. The Ravens lost, and this is an opportunity for them to get some revenge. The only problem is Josh Allen is one of the best in the business. Josh Allen at home, he is electric at home. He gets the crowd into it. He is running. He is throwing deep. He is doing all these things that just gets the crowd in a frenzy. And if you don't take the crowd out early, you are going to struggle against that offense as a defense. The good thing for the Ravens is the defense, they came to this season with a mentality of trying to be a Ravens defense of old. And for those that don't know, the Ravens have historically been a very violent, very physical, very good defense. Yeah. One of the best. They have one of the best defenses of NFL history. And there's a lot of that energy still in the building. And these young guys today, they say they want to mimic that. Another thing, All-Pro safety Kyle Hamilton got paid. He got his contract. And we know when people get money, there's a lot of in the air. They are ready to go. So I'm excited to see what he looks like. Our rookie first-round pick, Malachi Starks, is going to be paired with him in the back. He's a ball hawk. So then he can get the picks if the opportunity is there. Hamilton can make the tackles if the opportunity is there. We have Marlon Humphrey in the slot, one of the best at it in that position. We have Jair Alexander on the outside, Nate Wiggins on the other side. So simply put, our entire secondary starting 5 is first rounders. And it's not just first rounders, it's first rounders that are impactful and that are really good at what they do. So I'm excited to see what they look like. On the flip side, the Ravens offense versus the Bills defense. The Bills defense has one of the better secondaries in the league. They're really, really good. But the Ravens have Derrick Henry. So we don't need a lot of things in the air. We just need to push the pile and get him going. Like I always say, 3 things about Derrick Henry. I'm a home run hitter. I'm a home run hitter. I'm a home run hitter. That's what he says, and that's what he does. If he gets going, nobody can stop him. Last time there was snow, there won't be snow this time. So I expect the Ravens to really come out of this very dominant. Some African players in this game to look at, and then after that we can talk about African players with the Colts as well.
I have some questions about this game, but keep going.
All right, then let's do that first. Let's do that first.
Obviously, unlike the previous game, the quarterback helm here is very elite. So that's good. But I think looking at both teams, you guys, at least on offense, seem to have a lot more continuity, which bodes very well for you guys.
Yes.
I think the only sprinkle is D-Hop, who's a veteran who still can play. You still have Henry, Bateman, Flowers, Andrews, and Likely.
Likely's out. He's hurt. They haven't given us a timeline of when he gets back, but he didn't get put on IR, so he can be back week 1, week 2, week 3, week anywhere.
Yeah. Generally speaking, you guys also have your offensive line is usually very consistent. The Bills on the other side, last year, as well as their quarterback played, they didn't have very much on offense. They had a rookie in Keon Coleman that was up and down. What's the other guy? The short guy. Khalil Shakir was an awesome player.
Oh yeah, hell of a slot receiver.
Kincaid played pretty well in spurts at tight end.
He missed 4 games, so
Dawson Knox was also good here and there. But other than that, there wasn't much on offense. Obviously, their running back also had a pretty good year, which is ironic because they usually don't run the ball well. Yeah, James Cook.
Yeah.
This year around, they've added some players that don't really scream, but could be sneaky good. I want to ask how you feel about them. Joshua Palmer coming from the Chargers, who is like a solid receiver, possession, big, but not like one that will turn heads, but he's good. He's a good receiver. To me, the addition that we should look out for is Elijah Moore, who, unfortunately for him, his career between injuries and having inconsistent quarterback play.
From the Jets.
Yes.
Yeah.
He went from the Jets even to the Browns.
Right.
The Browns, we know what happens to the Browns. He hasn't, since the Jets, his first year, outstanding as a rookie.
Yeah.
And he got hurt. I remember. But then they had issues at quarterback consistency and consistent play. But I think with him at Buffalo, it might be like another awakening in his career. How do you feel about those additions to their offense?
I would say for Josh Palmer to have a good game, it's because the scheme forgot about him and he got open in the back somewhere. The way our secondary is and the way our team is going to play, there are not going to be a lot of people running around free.
Yeah,
we have a lot of speed, we have a lot of talent, and these boys tackle. So there's that. We also have ball hawks, people that can catch the ball if it comes their way. So I'm not too worried about that. If for them to be able to have success in this game, they're going to have to control the clock and keep our offense on the sideline, which means they're going to have to run the ball a lot, and Josh Allen is going to have to be part of that. And he has been a part of their run game.
Are you confident in the pass rush?
I am very confident in the pass rush because we got a rookie called Mike Green who has, in the preseason, has looked unbelievable. He's registered a half a sack, but he's always there. The QB rushes, the QB hits, he's always there or almost there. So he can put some pressure on Josh Allen. The problem is they are returning their offensive line, and the offensive line was damn good.
Yeah.
And I expect it to continue to be damn good. But we have rotation on the pass rush, which I think is going to help us a lot.
That was a big question for me because I think with them, it's not necessarily the conventional passing game. It's when he makes something out of nothing. And it doesn't matter what corner you have. If you can't contain that.
You can't cover for so long. You can only cover for so long.
Exactly, because these are also professionals. So that's something I'm curious to see how that plays out. And on the flip side, like you said, on Buffalo's defense, they have a good secondary, but their D line, as much as they've invested in first round picks at the D line, it has been inconsistent in the previous 3 years.
They picked up Joey Bosa, who, if healthy,
Washed.
if healthy,
When was the
can
last
be
time he
a
was
problem.
healthy?
But also, no, I agree. But I'm being fair and optimistic here for them.
Yeah.
If healthy, he can really make a difference. That's number one. Number two, he also just adds to the rotation, so they're not as tired. The problem is they are also facing a quarterback who is really good at making something out of nothing, who runs around and makes Pro Bowlers and future Hall of Famers look incredibly silly. So that will be the stress for them. And when they get tired of running around trying to catch Lamar Jackson, now they have to go and tackle Derrick Henry. That is not an easy thing to do. Our running back depth is crazy because we have Derrick Henry, who's power.
Yeah.
Then we have Justice Hill, who's one hell of a third down back and can really block, even considering his size. And we have Keaton Mitchell, who's lightning. He is fast, and he is back. He got hurt a couple years ago. Last year, towards the end of the year, he came back, but he wasn't fully there. But he's fully back now.
Yeah.
And barring injuries, knock on wood, fingers crossed, which is almost always how a lot of seasons end for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
I think that our run game is going to be very hard to stop. So if we can establish our run
early,
it would open up the game, and that would make it easy for us. So that's what I think I expect to see. On our pass rush, we also have Justin Madibike, who is he was a second team All Pro, and he's in the last 2 years he's been a Pro Bowler, and he's one of the best D tackles in the league. He got paid handsomely, and he's working really hard. And we also have Travis Jones and Broderick Washington, who by all accounts on our coaching staff talk about how this is the year these guys are going to blow up and emerge, and I'm excited to see what it looks like. So
yeah. So for them, for them to even have a chance to even slow your defense down, I think those defensive players have to take another step forward. They've kind of shown flashes, but they haven't been consistent. Like on the D line, Rousseau, who's also I think he's from Miami, Daquan Jones,
Ed Oliver.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ed Oliver, they need to take a step forward. And they've kind of just been at the cusp, and then they'll dip and they'll come back up. So we need to see them actually be consistent in this game, with the addition of a healthy Joey Bosa, whatever that means.
To be fair, with all these things that you mentioned,
and Epineza, who's
right.
also I think
AJ Epineza. With all these things that you
rotation,
mentioned, this is still a team that made it to the AFC Championship game and almost pulled it out. So you have to give them some credit. They kind of, kept Mahomes in check with all that. So you got to give them some credit. They might not look as pretty on the eye, but they get the job done for the most part. Yeah. And that's the most important thing. So
I think a lot of people think that this is going to be a close game, a humdinger or whatever. But I think because you guys have a lot more continuity coming into this game, I think it favors you a lot. I think you guys will put them away fairly quickly. I think they will come into their own as the season continues, as they gel a bit. Because they've added a lot of pieces. Yeah. And that'll take some time to come into fruition. I don't think you're matching up with you at the beginning is a good one. Right. So I think you guys should handle them fairly easily.
I would also say in favor of the Ravens is the positions that were kind of not as great last year. We have upgraded all of them. Yeah. And one was cornerback number 2, which was Brandon Stevens, who can't turn around to track a ball. He's really good in tackling, really good in following a receiver, but he just can't track balls very well. Yeah. We upgraded that to Jair Alexander, All Pro, huge, Pro Bowler, so that's a huge improvement. Yeah. Our wide receiver 3 last year was Nelson Aguilar. We upgraded that to
no offense,
right? Yeah. I'm not saying but we upgraded that to Luke Hopkins. We have upgraded the positions that were a little iffy for us last year, and so I'm excited to see what it all looks like. It might be grand opening, grand close it. And it might not look good. Yeah. But another thing is the Ravens tend to start slow, and they tend to start with a lot of penalties because they are just antsy. And the NFL understands this. So in the last 2 years, they have given us the same matchup of the guys that kicked us out. We face them in week 1 in their home.
That's true.
So let's see how it goes. Let's see how Lamar, is he trying to do everything on week 1 and prove that he is the man? Or is he going to just let the game come to him, let Henry do his thing, and just let it go from there? I'm excited to see what that looks like.
How do you feel about your chances of winning?
Oh, I think we can win this game. If we lose this game, it's not because they were better. It's because, like I said, the team is too antsy. There's a lot of flags, offensive false start penalties, self-inflicted wounds are what is going to do us in. Yeah. But if we're going to play an evenly matched heavyweight game, I think that we have the better shot than they do. But get the crowd out of the game early. Don't let Boy Blue run around. Don't let Josh Allen look like a superstar in the first quarter. And you can silence the crowd, and then we can come home with like a 14 to 21 point lead. Yeah. And then we're like, okay, we've put them away. Lamar can rest in the fourth type thing. Mm-hmm. That's when the Ravens are at their best.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So I'm excited to see this game. Yeah. But now that we've talked about these two teams, before we get out of here, because this is, not a super long one.
African players.
Oh, let's do the African players to look out for.
Yeah, in our games.
In both of these games. So, do you want to go first?
Sure. I know the Dolphins have two African players that are very, in tune with their heritage and actually claim their heritage in that sense. Ifeatu Melifonu, I think he was a safety that was one of the high tip safeties in the draft either last year or the year before.
Okay.
He's a backup, so he should play. He got some playing time, so he'd be someone to look forward to. There's another guy, unfortunately, he's on IR. I shout him out because he's one of those that is also very proud of his heritage. It's Kader Kohu. He's from
Ivor Kohu. He's Ivorian.
He was from he was on Hard Knocks a couple of years ago when they were on there. So he's there. Our team, the Colts, full of African players that are going to be in rotation. Kwity Paye from Liberia. We have Samson Ebukam from Nigeria as well. Segun Olubi, who's Nigerian. He's I think second string linebacker, so he'll be in rotation.
Right.
Do you have their numbers?
Kwity Paye, no, I don't.
I don't know how to spell these names. That's a problem.
Oh yeah, Kwity Paye. It's Kwity. That's him.
That's Kwity, D tackle.
So he's 51. He's 51 because he's a starter. So if he's in there, Samson Ebukam is definitely going to be in rotation. He's coming back from a torn Achilles, so it'll be interesting to see.
This is the first year back from a torn Achilles.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
So he didn't play last year at all. But the year before he was like our best pass rusher. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays. And then the last one was Adetomiwa Adebawori. He's
Adebawori,
he's second. He's in rotation. D tackle, pretty good. Bull rush, pass rusher, in the D tackle spot. So he'll be playing. So those are guys to look out for. Obviously, the big name for us will be Kwity Paye because he's first round pick starter kind of thing.
All right.
So yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
For the Ravens, Bills, the Bills didn't really have any that stand out that would really pay attention to or see often. But on the Ravens D line, we have two. And what I love about these guys especially is when they came into the league, they had their English names. And then they dropped their English names to go with their more typical African Nigerian names. And I love that. I love that for them.
You mind mentioning the English names and go?
Absolutely. So the first one is Odafe Owe, who used to go by Jason Owe when he was in Penn State. And he got drafted in the first round. Ironically, Odafe Owe was on the other side of Micah Parsons, and they got drafted the same year. So he was really good. The thing with him is he can rush, he can put pressure, but a lot of times he doesn't get to close, so he won't have a lot of sacks. But last year he had his first double-digit sack year. So he's definitely on the up and up, and this is a contract year for him. So
shout out to him because he cost Anthony Richardson.
Yes, no, that was Ojabo.
It was Ojabo.
That was Ojabo. Ojabo is also a pass rusher with us, but he's more down the depth chart. So I'm not really going to talk about him because I want to talk about the players to watch out for that you're actually going to see. So there was Odafe Owe. The other one is Nnamdi Madabuke, who used to go by what was his name before? It was
I didn't even realize he switched his name.
Yeah, he switched it to Nnamdi Madabuke. He used to be Yeah, Namdi Madabike used to.
I want to say it was Jason. But
Jason was Owe. Namdi was. It will come to me.
Justin
Madabike. I knew it was a J.
Interesting.
So Justin changed to Namdi, and Justin was a 3rd-round pick by the Ravens.
Okay.
And 2 years ago, he burst on the scene, made the All-Pro, got his huge contract, and then last year he made the Pro Bowl again. He is a nightmare in the middle.
He's very
so
good. Yeah.
those are 2 guys to watch out for if you watch the games. Even if you don't watch the games and just watch the highlights, look out for them. You'll definitely see
numbers.
them.
So that
99, 99 and 92. We also have Ojabo, who's 90, who you might see if the game is out of hand and, we're bringing in, the 3rd, 4th stringers to come and, have a little shine. You see him. Yeah. But as far as the starters and the superstars, these are the 2 guys that to watch out for.
Kwity Paye, 51.
Yeah.
Ebukam is 52, so they'll be heavy in rotation. Adebayo will be in special situations, so he'll play though.
Right.
So if we get into a lot of pass rush situations, you'll see him in there.
So that's exciting. That's exciting.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, now that we've talked about the African players to watch out for in these 2 games, are we going to talk about the big blockbuster trade that happened in the NFL? Actually, I just want to know your thoughts on it. Quick thoughts, nothing too deep, but just tell me what you think about the Micah Parsons trade from the Dallas Cowboys to the Green Bay Packers.
I'm not even surprised. I think it's just Dallas being Dallas for the last, good part of 20 years since Jerry Jones has been the GM.
Right.
It's been very narcissistic and just inept at handling his roster and knowing when to give people contracts, delaying and overpaying and affecting their cap, and in this case, damaging relationships with their player, their star player, where to the extent where it was irreconcilable. So the issue I have with this is the value they got for him. It just seemed like I'm done with you. Take him. They could have got so much more value for him, in my opinion. Just the 2 first rounds is not enough, and then Clark. They could have pigeonholed some 2nd rounders in there, 3rd rounders, which is great.
But Clark is a perennial Pro Bowler, and they do need D tackle work. They need D tackle help in Dallas. So the trade with Clark makes sense for Dallas in a sense because
they could have got more though.
Sure, but it's negotiation. I think they got the best they could from this team. I don't think they could have gotten more from them. Maybe from somebody else because this team also had to pay him. That's another thing. So that's also part of the negotiation. What my thoughts on this is, no matter what Jerry Jones did, we would have been sitting here laughing at it. That's the problem that Jerry Jones found himself in. Because the only 2 options at this point, it was pay Micah more than you want to, and then we'll be like, look at the Cowboys doing what they do. They always end up taking too long and overpaying, or trade him, and which is where we are. And then we're like, look at this nonsense. They have traded the best talent they have. They had no other choice. My thing is, you had the player, you have the talent. Now you've gone to get draft picks. You don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what you're gonna pick. It's like trading in. It's like buying $1 million in lottery tickets, hoping to win $1.2 million. Like, just keep your million. You don't know what you're gonna get. Number 1, and number 2, you have made a team in your own conference who was already, as most people will say, significantly better than you,
right?
Even better, and you have to face them this year.
Yep.
So they have the opportunity to ruin your playoff chances, and you have made them even stronger. Now, a lot of teams. Now you've also made week 1 so much easier for the Eagles to come in to win.
Division.
They are gonna start hot because your team is in limbo. Their players, I'm sure your coach, your new head coach, who's a rookie head coach, is like, oh my God, what do I do? My best defensive player is not here anymore, and it creates a lot of chaos. And the problem with Jerry Jones is Jerry Jones wants to be the star of the Cowboys.
100%.
And when he's not the star of the Cowboys, he will do something to become the star of the Cowboys. And this is what he chose to do this time. Yeah.
Another issue I have is, in addition to the fact that they're in the same conference, is getting just those 2 first-round picks. They're already a pretty good team. You're gonna pick.
They're gonna be late picks.
It's basically round 2 picks,
right?
Almost.
So it was a get rid of him move. Which if you're tired of it and you don't want to negotiate anymore, get rid of him. I respect that. Yeah, let it go. Yeah. But for a guy of that talent, and I say this, arguably, Micah Parsons has been the best talent the Cowboys have had on offense or defense in the last like 20 years. Who have they had that has this man has racked up 52 sacks in 4 years. He's been a Pro Bowler all 4 years. He's unstoppable.
DeMarcus Ware was a very good player.
He wasn't Micah Parsons. Let's be realistic over here.
Let's see if he can. We'll see at the end of the.
I would also say
because DeMarcus Ware consistently was a killer till he retired. I think he's in the top. He's in the top 10, maybe top 5 sacks all time. He's up there. He's up there.
He was Micah Parsons over the first 4 years. There's only been another player that has done what Micah Parsons has done over the first 4 years.
We'll see in totality.
And that was Reggie White.
We'll see in totality.
We will see, absolutely. Because another thing that I would say is trades like this, the teams that have acquired the player, a lot of times have not been able to do so well with him. An example I'll give is there was a Khalil Mack trade, which was similar to this. But they traded Khalil Mack to the Bears. Another thing, why do you trade him to an actual contender, an actual team that's actually good? Trade him somewhere that's not going to be a threat to you. But that's besides the point. I'm curious to see how it looks. Green Bay has become a Super Bowl contender, in my opinion. I agree. That NFC North, they have a chokehold on it right now. I feel bad
chokehold, you think?
Hold on, I'll explain. I feel bad for Caleb Williams because he had a hell of a horrific rookie season, and he's got a new head coach. And instead of starting soft, he has to worry about the Green Bay Packers and Micah Parsons. Now, you talk about. All right, so DeMarcus Ware did have one sack.
Yeah, so I think the statement is a bit outlandish.
Okay, fair, fine. I would eat that one. I'll take that one. But his impact has still been unbelievable. He's a great player. He's a great player. 12 minimum of 12 sacks per year, which DeMarcus Ware didn't do, at least that. So anyway, what point was I even making? Now you've thrown me off. But
you're saying chokehold?
Yeah, they have a chokehold in the division because you have two last year's rookie quarterbacks coming back this year. One coming back from an injury, and one coming back with a new offensive new head coach. So we'll see how that goes. And then you have Detroit, who's coming back with a new offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator, and they have to worry about this monster. And Green Bay's D-line was pretty good. So you're adding. You're just adding extra sauce to something that's really great. So I'm excited.
I don't know if I'll call it a chokehold though, because they still have to dethrone the Lions, who were very good last year.
They got to play the games.
They still have to.
But I'm excited to see how it looks. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I'm just looking forward to some games, man.
Excited to watch some football.
Week 1
Thursday,
on
week
the
1.
Horizon. Should be a good breaking into the season.
So, we have games on Friday, Thursday, and Friday. So that's exciting.
Yeah, so looking forward to that.
Yeah. Well,
football's back.
Football's back.
Is round the corner.
Watch out for the Colts Dolphins game and the Ravens Bills game. Look out for the African players that we mentioned, because chances are one of them might probably win African Player of the Week. We'll also look around the league in the future and find other African superstars that are doing their thing. And I'm excited and I'm looking forward to the season.
I'll ask you next week if there's any, just league-wide, if there are any specific African players you looking forward to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll talk about those as well. I have a few on my list as well that I'm excited to talk about. But we will talk about all that. Today was more Colts and Ravens, and
Bills and Finns.
Absolutely. It's been a good episode. I'm excited for the season, episode 3, and there'll be many more coming as the season goes along, and we have actual games to talk about, actual plays, actual unbelievable things from amazing quarterback play, amazing running back play, unbelievable defensive play, and the excitement of football. Football's back, baby.
Back, baby.
And we're out.
Back. We're out.